Why is the view so much bigger? They changed it. We're trying to go up.
Well, the other side's your good side.
All right, I call this meeting to order at 5:40 PM on December the 6th. Let's do some roll calling here, shall we? Vivian,
Present.
Jesse,
Present.
Frankie,
Present.
John, yes. No Clary, no Alexandra, no Madam.
How's Glenn doing? Feeling better?
I have no idea. I thought she was doing better because she was texting us. But I guess she's not gonna come in yet. Madeline's probably still resting too, and I have tried my best, but I cannot seem to get a hold of Alexandra, who is online posting photos, but it's fine. So I don't know, we might have to talk about that next January. Month away. Anyway, let's see, order of business. Anyone want to add anything, take anything out? The first order of business is we need a secretary, and it can't be me or Vivian.
Have a quarter? Will you flip?
I did it last time. And last time was hard because it was crunch time. We had our meeting Wednesday and had to do the minutes by Friday, and you have no idea what it was.
I need to change.
I'll do it.
So my process.
All right, I nominate Frankie here to do it.
I second.
All those in favor?
Yay.
Sorry.
Motion passes. He's the secretary.
That's the first motion.
You don't
I'm
roll.
just thinking of all the things that I need to do.
So, yeah, I'm gonna tell you this, I love the death out of her, but if we don't hear from her by the end of December, I'm just gonna assume that she's not coming back in January. And in January, we might have to let the council know we need a new seat. Love her, but you know, she just needs to let us know. I don't know why she hasn't responded. I tried. Watch her be texting me right now, like. Silent.
Can she do it online?
No, apparently
No,
we can't do that, but apparently other people can. Because I was at the town hall meeting, I saw them do that. Was that crazy? You weren't there, were you? You weren't
in November?
the one that where we got, yeah, you were there. Did you see that, what's the board? What's their board?
Felicia, Cultural Affairs.
Culture Affairs. They presented their whole thing on Zoom. I thought we couldn't do that.
I mean,
I
as
see.
far as I know, you have to be in person, but I'm not
That's
sure.
what I thought too. I said, I think they're the
At
special,
least for the committee report.
she did it on Zoom, so.
You're already getting it.
I would say, when you can, Gabby, check with the upper power management upstairs and see, are members allowed to be on Zoom at all? Specifically ones who are pregnant, or not pregnant anymore, but have 2 children at home and are not able to attend.
That our maternity leave sounds better than being at a home with 2 children.
Ask them what the policy is on that, because maybe they have an exception for that, because it's like almost like a military thing where it's. I watched Mr. Perez fight them pretty intensely over that once, so if he can win, we can win too. Maybe that's all she needs. But just check and see.
Before they were permitting it because of
Yes, because.
COVID and all of that. And I believe that now anyways, of course, I'm not saying for her not to find out, but I think the only meeting, and it's because they have someone always on staff, is
Town hall meeting.
town hall meetings. Because I have someone doing taking care of all of that. Because here we accept and that's it, but like getting the calls on this, that, you know what I mean? Like an actual tech person.
Nonetheless, just ask. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask, right?
Mhm.
Okay, all right, so you're our secretary. Any additions, deletions?
I would say to add this is program reviews, so I'm not sure if that has to do with the karate program
Yes.
as well. Okay, so
One final review, you?
No, we need to talk about the Valentine's, in order to us. That's the whole business.
Thank, letter D.
It is from the old.
motion.
I second.
No one has made the motion.
No, I said this is from the old business that we're talking about.
Hold on a second. Don't look at that. Go ahead, Vivian. You wanna make a motion on that?
Okay, I need to add, of Valentine's Day. Painting with a twist, event to old business, item 6D.
A second.
Wait,
Six.
I'm lost. I don't have 60 here. That's what I'm asking.
That's what I'm
Then
asking.
the agenda.
Oh, to adding,
Just
the,
add it.
that's why I thought you're moving to,
I made the motion.
A second.
Motion passed.
And then I have another motion.
What's that one?
We need to also talk about the workshop
Can
in
understand.
January.
Okay.
So.
I think that's 60.
I had that in, yeah, it's part of 6B, yeah,
Oh, prep for workshop. Oh, okay. I see.
so that one's already in there.
for old
Never mind
business.
then.
Wait.
I retract my motion.
Mhm, and then it's-
Sounds delicious. So just adding 60 penny with a twist. Okay, no public comments, seeing none, we move on. Approval of minutes, please review your minutes.
Just know I had very little time to do it, so please be merciful.
Looks pretty good to me.
I have a question, since there's no treasurer now. For example, on I it says motion to take $500 from the budget, is that something that you then let Melissa know?
So for that. That was just for the committee report. But if it would be,
You're right.
um,
Yeah, okay.
if it, let's say that the 4th of July event was in 3 weeks,
Mhm.
and that would be the motion. It would just be you guys to motion, and then depending on what it is that you would buy, then I would either need an invoice. Or I would order it for you, since now there's a new policy.
Yeah, I
Thank
saw that
you.
email from her.
Now I wanna step back from that, I need to do one more thing, so pay attention. Let's do, I would like to make a motion to add to new business 7C. Budgets. And credit card. We need to discuss that. Because a lot of our stuff is done that way.
What were you
No.
motion of, what,
Okay,
71?
can I say something before you do that?
No.
Because it says in old business review updates to budget,
Oh,
so would that just be part of that, or does it need
I
a
guess, yeah, we can talk in there, never mind, I'm sorry,
I'm just saying less.
just scratch
You're
that.
making me right.
I wanted to talk about the bike rides. Is that something to
Mhm.
add to like, actually, I know we talked about it last time, but
Do you have a discussion about it, or you just want to inform us?
some like information on like what I think could be done to make better for the one that we. That's
So an actual
gonna be for
discussion.
autism one, yeah,
Okay,
like a quick.
so then we'll add that to, would that be old budget? That'd be old, sorry, old, would that be old stuff, because we've done it
I would
before?
say so, because we voted on it at our last meeting.
All right, so then here's what we're doing. E, 6E is the,
I make a motion to add 6E, autism bike ride. To old business.
A second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright, oh, home business to 6E. What is it? Bike ride one?
Autism
Autism
bike
bike ride.
Awareness budget.
So yeah, we'll discuss the changes that this town is making,
You second or was it John?
I did.
but it was unanimous pass. I, motion to pass the minutes as they stand, no corrections.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes. John, And Jesse? All right. Let's go to the review, updates to the budget, since that's our top priority right now. So let's discuss, before we get into the numbers, because I know that Melissa had found money. When we were at the town council meeting, pregnancy one there, Melissa pulled us aside and said, there's extra money that you guys have in your budget that you didn't know you had. We don't know where it came from.
So,
Don't ask.
Now, Gabby's gonna give us an explanation as to where it came from.
But don't even ask, why we wanna know where it came from, just be happy that we got it.
And I just wanna make sure we're all clear on what our actual budget is.
so I think what happened was that in the. That was in November, so maybe the October, November, when I did print the. Budget sheet. It did not say January or 1 to 13. It said maybe 1 to 12, so that threw the numbers off. And that's why. I don't know exactly why. But that is. What she was explaining, that's why it's 48 instead of 44.
Okay, so do we need to allocate some of that money somewhere? Cause I think it was more than what we had originally allocated, right?
I don't think so, because it was just the. I think maybe just like the 9,330 that you had to. Allocate,
I thought we had already done that.
We did do that
you
one.
did, but it wasn't approved officially.
Oh, I see.
Now it is. So we don't have to move it around, everything's set.
Yes.
Okay, so-
Beautiful budget.
All right, that's good for
That's
that.
just them, they'll work on that,
Okay.
it's just, so you guys understand, so
Alright.
what the difference in the numbers.
That explains that. Now, the second part of that discussion. Everyone saw the email from Isle? So we're no longer able to take the credit card and go buy stuff at Publix. We have to either pay for ourselves and get reimbursed, or we have to pre-order through the town. So what do you recommend? Is it better for us to tell you, like, we get a invoice from Publix on what we're gonna be spending and then send that invoice to you guys to pay, or do we need to pay for ourselves?
So it's really. Up to you guys, and it also kind of depends on the vendor. So if it's Publix, let's say it's sandwiches, we can do that online. For you, you just need obviously like exactly what it is that you wanted to order and the quantity. But we can take care of that. And like if it's Amazon and a bunch of other. Some restaurants might not have that type of online ordering, so then if you could ask for an invoice. And then we'll make out a check. If it is like that and it's not one of our vendors already, that business, then I would need a W-9 form from the vendor. Then I would have to send that to a professional so they can go through that process and then they'll put out a check.
Can you pay a restaurant with a credit card over the phone?
I don't know. I know that I can do it online.
No, they don't. Cause the reason I'm asking, cause the vendor, one of the vendors that I use for the host for autism parties, they're like, food by the pound line place, if you know what that is. I don't know if you know what that is, but, so they like, I order like, large quantities of like rice and beans and, like that, and I know that they take orders over the phone. So you can, because the only other way to do it is for me to go there and pay for it. Like, they're not gonna take a check, they're like a family-owned business.
And my
It's
concern,
not like a big chain or. I mean, the pizza, I guess we can order them online. But that's like the only vendor that I think, I would have an issue.
I'll find out and hopefully I will have a response during the meeting.
I'll also check with them and see if they would accept the check. Maybe they would.
It sounds to me like it would be easiest to, any of our vendors, just ask them to give us a full invoice. And then we can submit that invoice to the town and they can figure out. how to pay it.
Now, my question is, what is the norm for the turnaround time for that? I mean, I'm trying to be like, but you know,
Yes, so it's not probably gonna be as quick. If it's like within the same week, I can't promise that because I really don't know, but I don't think it will be like that. Because just, checks are cut only once a week,
okay.
So 2 weeks.
so. We really don't know. You guys do have an event calendar. So like Vivian was saying that was one of the, vendors that you guys use for Hope for Austin.
Mhm.
So since that's not something that is like I think the next time is in April. So you guys still have time. There's more than enough time.
Check with them, because what they usually do, I know it's a family business, but usually people give you an invoice with the credit card request on the form. If we give the invoice to the town with the credit card request on the form, they can put the credit card on it and then just
So
submit
then
it.
maybe we'll take the credit card over the phone as well.
If they do that.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure
They can
records.
take the credit card number with the phone,
No, I'm not
Can
saying
they-
them, I'm saying if they do it.
right?
But
But
the town
they
is willing
pay-
to do it over the phone.
Because if
Over
not,
the
then
phone.
you'd be better off having them fill out the invoice with the credit card on it so that it's instant pay. Because if they don't take a check, they have to take credit card. One or the other.
To know like what the turnaround time would be, or if they do accept check, like,
And it's not something
and
like
moving
the
forward,
answer is.
because maybe there's other places and like to know, okay, it's gonna
Yeah,
take,
like, also, because when we do the,
like the penny with a twist, for example.
well, I get everything from Publix. So. I can just,
We just tell them,
It can be ordered online.
yeah, that's what she just said was, we just
Yeah.
tell her what we want and they'll order it. We're gonna need paying with a twist to give us a full total amount of how much they're gonna charge us, and then we need to write them a check.
I think so.
So we're gonna have to do this in advance. So like paying with a
Well,
twist, what we pay
okay,
in
wait,
January.
because the way painting with a twist works, and we've been doing it, is first you have to put a deposit, and you do that online with the credit card.
Yes,
So
I
we're
just
still
remember
gonna be
me.
able to do that, right?
Yeah,
That should be fine, because I did it anyway. Last time.
Right.
The other payment might have to be a check then. With an invoice from them.
Why can't it be paid with a credit card?
Could it be online?
I don't know, but they might.
well, we don't have an exact answer as to why, but my guess would be that the town credit card has been scammed a couple of times and they're tired of letting people use it. That's probably why. It's not the first time that Claricel's called me and asked, did you buy this? Did you buy this? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I haven't had the card in like months. Oh, okay. So people are buying stuff on it and may even have it on their Amazon account still. And they're just buying stuff and no one's paying attention, and so you know, the good people get to lose it, you know, the bad people, so. That's my guess.
I didn't get to win the TV.
What about, cause when we do the workshops, I get everything from like Vicky Baker. I don't know if they have them. You can buy them. Vicky Baker.
I don't know, but I will find out about, using the credit card over the phone, by like staff placing the order. For the year.
I think the best thing we could do is if they do get approval to do it over the phone, what we can do is we can go ahead and call the place that we want to order our stuff from. Get the order built and
Mhm.
approved, and then we say, okay, we're gonna have someone call you to pay the payment. And then we call the town and say, they are awaiting your call.
Yeah, cause I think the best way is for us to place the order. I say us, I mean, usually it's Vivian. No, I think it's better that way, cause you know, we get confirmation, we know what it is that's being ordered, and then all they have to do is that, and I think it'll make it
Yeah,
easier.
because I always go there in person and it's like, you know, like I have to build the order with them, like she'll give me a quote and I'll be like, no, that's too high. Can we, you know, do something else? You know, instead of rice and beans, like moros, you know.
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
You know, like, like you have to.
You
pay
start
it
building
first,
it.
You know, and,
Well, the worst case scenario,
but that's not an issue because I'll build it and I'll do all that, whatever, and then she'll give me like a receipt or an invoice. You know,
in the worst case
And then-
scenario, can we? No, we can't,
the best thing would be they can just call with a credit card
yeah.
and pay for it.
Cause that'll take less time than having to do a check and all about everything, so.
Right.
I wish my credit was in better, standing.
Plus, like, I don't even know, like.
Could have $4,000
And the thing is that it's a lot of money, cause if you were to say, okay, it's $50, you're like, okay, but when you're talking about hundreds of dollars, like, yeah, I'm gonna go pay for it and then I'll just wait to be
Last order
reimbursed.
was almost $700.
Yeah, so like that's.
That
a
would
lot.
kill me.
But
That's more than half my pay.
but that's what I'm saying, that's why like, just.
Oh, yeah, I definitely can.
No,
No, my credit card and then wait for a check from the town. No.
No, that's why, like, that's too much, I mean, that's why I'm like $50, like. I'm just, yeah, right.
Okay, so I have good news, so I'm still waiting on, if it's a small business type of thing. But Vicky Bakery does have online ordering.
Okay.
Good to know.
All right. Well, let's move on from there. We'll just wait for Melissa to give us an answer.
Hey, I wanna say something then, okay, so let's say, so Vicky Bakery, so what would be the best way to go about it then? Like, would the person come here to town hall and be like, okay, put this, just to make sure that everything is. You understand what I mean? Like, what would
So-
be,
You could,
I mean, I'm not saying it's the most practical, I'm just wondering what is like,
yes, so it would. As of right now, it looks like I'm here always Wednesdays, so it would have to be a Wednesday. You could do that, you could send me. Everything online. Maybe you just like take screenshots or something.
The easier thing would be to go on their website, create the order, and then just send it to her.
yeah, but the thing is, usually, like, when you, like, you're there in the order at the moment, like, how do you transfer that?
No, you take a screenshot and send it.
Or it's like an add to cart. And then
That's
just,
what I was saying, it's like, you just
Screenshot
build it on the cart.
yeah,
Well,
Why
you're
don't we-
saying,
why
you're
don't-
you're saying you're gonna go into the store and pick it out.
No, not necessarily, like, okay, I guess.
Simple.
besides if
Well-
not in person, like one of you showing up here, you could. Call me and then we'll look at it at the same time online, if not,
Okay,
Or,
I've tried that before, but I don't have your number. Can I get that?
that's happening.
or I think a simpler way is. We can create, if we're gonna be doing that, we can create an email or the user account that we're gonna use on Vicky Bakery, for example. Miami Lake Special Needs Advisory Board and password 1234. You log in, you create the order. And she can go log in, the order's already in the shopping cart and she pays for it.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
That can be done.
Did someone read us a
Well,
town
okay.
email address, like snab@townofmiamilakes.org or whatever?
Or they can be
Town employees can,
Well,
I
that's-
could be wrong.
In
yeah,
that
or they
case,
can
let's make
create,
snabml@gmail.com.
we can
We
create,
use that for all of our orders, and then we just send her the order, and all she has to do is log in and finish it.
I think that's a simple solution to. For us, instead of drowning in a cup of water.
Except for the, arroz and the beans.
so for that. For like a small business like that, we would have to ask finance, because this new change kind of comes from them. So.
So would they have to become a vendor with the town?
I think so.
And if they're gonna pay with a check. They would have, to become a vendor if they're gonna pay them with a check.
Yes, so that's something that, they were kind of explaining, so like, let's say. Ours for auction is kind of already related to the town,
Right.
because it's like, it's been a program here. So, yes, so that, I guess. Profile already exists, but if it would be something new, like maybe the bakery doesn't have a contract with the town or anything. Then we would need that W-9 form from them and everything. So that's where the process would take long, but if it was already a vendor that we already have, then it would just be to get the invoice and cut the check.
Well, it'd be a lot easier if we just got a debit card. You know, for every year that the chairman of the board gets a debit card that's linked directly to the bank account, we just spend money however we want.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. All right, wishful thinking, dreaming and everything, sorry.
All right, let's move on. We're gonna see if you get an update, let us know. Okay, special needs safety program. First off, I want to hear from the officer over here. How are we doing? Anywhere?
We haven't had any. I went to a call a few days ago. And the lady didn't want to shower. And so I said, okay, she's 92, 93. Okay, this, maybe there's some dementia, so I went to the call with the guys. Sure enough, she has Alzheimer's, so she's digressing little by little. Spoke to them, gave them the card. And that's where it's stopping.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Yeah, and then my next plan is to go by, because I've done it before, is to go by the house and look, with an update on this. Here's the application, but then, how far do you take something that, there's no interest in, so that's the only roadblock I've had again.
Okay.
After you found out that the program, people will not have access to it even if they request information. Have you seen an increase in the signups or?
The thing is that we haven't promoted that.
Oh.
No, but you're gonna start doing that in January because of our first program event.
Right, and January is when it'll start. It'll kick off. So I think there's gonna be absolutely a reason for it.
Do we have, okay, well, let's get into the discussion of the workshop.
I was gonna say, oh my gosh, I think we were doing the same thing, because I was thinking we
Yeah, like
need to have a
we need to
workshop.
we're gonna have a workshop in January. That's the first one we're doing.
Yeah.
Is special needs safety program. Do we
Oh.
have someone who can speak about the change that allows it to be private now, or are you gonna be able to join us for the workshop?
That's an afternoon, right, like this?
Well, that's why we need to choose a date, that's why.
Yeah, we need to choose a date.
I
So
have
you
one,
get,
yes.
yeah. You had given me a couple of dates.
Yes, so I secured one of them since it was like
Right.
the
Yeah.
top one. I checked with Isle for the Elderly Affairs Committee, and they don't have anything like any events planned, and I guess none of the other committees do. So for January or Thursday, January 25th, from 6 to 8:30. So I think you said it might be at 6:30 or 7, and then until 8.
It's 6:30 is good. Good time people will just start showing up, and then 7 to 8. Always do a half hour free.
I would say put it for 6:30, I would say at least, so that people can show up. No, or, no, right?
Right,
We
but
say
we need
6.
to reserve it from 6 so that we
Yes.
can set up.
Oh,
Okay,
of course.
6 to 8 then.
Yeah.
If we do that, I like that concept, because if you do the 2 hours, we do a half hour setup. And then you have a half hour before the event where we can have refreshments and food and networking. And then you do the actual event for the hour.
Or maybe 6:45 to not have them there like, oh my gosh, we're waiting half an hour.
That's fine. I don't
Yeah.
care. And whatever you think's better, 6:45 is better. That's
I don't
fine.
know, what do you guys think?
But 6 to 8,
I think 6:30,
I never did
and they'll
6:30.
probably start at 6:30. But I would try that at 6:30.
Okay, and if we see there's a lot of people, we go ahead, and then if whatever, then we'll start by 7. But no, later than 7.
you can be free with it.
Yeah, you just don't wanna extend, like, you don't wanna have people waiting too long either, cause then you don't want them the next workshop, oh no, I had to, some people are very punctual and they're like,
Well, on the
You know what I
flyer, we can say, we're, complimentary refreshments and appetizers will be served starting at 6:30 with networking and then, the class starts shortly after.
That's gonna be like the number one thing. Complimentary.
Yeah, the fact that we can get them in here for free food.
Yeah,
That-
council chamber.
Yeah,
That usually works. very well.
So, officer,
Yes.
that day,
The 25th.
so,
Please schedule it for any time.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good.
January 25th.
I live on this county.
yeah, it's not happening without.
Yeah.
So you guys wanna make a motion for that date?
absolutely. I motion that we pick January 25th from 6 to 8 PM Town Hall.
6 to 8:30.
January 25th.
6 to
Yes.
8:30, so it can give us half an hour after, so we can clean up.
6 to 8:30.
Yes, and then the event would be from, so then we can have it on the
6:30 to
flyer,
7:30.
6:30.
Wait a minute, sorry,
No, it would be 7 to 8.
7 to 8, yes. I just said that back. No, it's 6:45 to 8. Cause that's when we're gonna do the,
6:45, sold on that one?
right, cause we're
30, yeah. Either
6:30 to 8. Hold on,
Yeah, 6:45.
hold on, stop. We're doing reservation for the place. The motions for the reservation.
No, I
Okay.
need both.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Because
To make a flyer, so we can make a flyer.
flyers after the reservation, right?
It's
Are we doing
already
all?
reserved. She already
Yeah, I
reserved it.
just-
It's more a matter of voting on the time.
Exactly, I put a hold,
Yeah.
so like nobody takes that.
6
call.
to 8:30 is the whole event. The time that we are active will be 6:30 until 8. That is the first half hour or whatever is refreshments and then the actual
Okay,
workshop.
so putting 6:30 to 8:30.
6:30 to 8:30 for the event, 6 to 8:30. for
No,
the
it's 6
reservation.
to 8:30.
No,
Yes, because we need to set up between 6 and 6:30. People are gonna come at 6:30.
Let's just write down a time block.
That's
Then
what
we,
we're
then we'll
doing.
break it down,
Hold on.
It
minute,
says,
hold
oh,
on, hold on.
at 6:30, we have to be here at 6. We have
that's
to-
not what she's asking for. She wanted the time that we're gonna do the event and the time that
But
we're
he's
gonna be.
asking, he said
So I can write down the
6:30 to
motion.
8:30.
Yeah, 6 to 8:30 is the reservation for the spot.
Yeah, for the-
6:30 to 8 is the event. Correct?
Yes, you got it, John. Now, did you make a second motion for this, for the actual time?
Everything I just said there was an emotion. 2 seconds.
Exactly.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, so what is gonna take,
Fine. So, like, give me like something that you want in the promotion,
Yeah, we're gonna work on that right now.
right, and what is gonna take place? Who's gonna speak? What are we doing?
Yeah, we have to make all those decisions right now. So, speakers, let's work on that right now, before we get to any flyer or anything, speakers. Obviously, we have to have Officer Armstrong, because he's the leader of it. You want me to speak?
It's not about wanting, it's kind of like,
Do you have anyone else? I know it's required. If anyone else that you want us to have,
Are we gonna show any type of visual, like on the TVs they have there? Like the bracelet, the decal,
the commercial that was done,
if you guys wanna look through it.
or we need to allocate money to it as well.
do I need to have this filled out tonight?
For the movie.
Do I need to fill out this email to you?
one more. I think it'd be nice to have like some type of. Like,
You want something on
or
it?
like an outline or. Or
Could we take the video that we created,
definitely show the video.
and just have it on
For
loop
sure.
on the TVs? I mean, it would be without sound, just let it loop on the TV.
Well, we definitely have to play once with sound.
Well, we can actually play
because
it
that
with
has the
sound.
Visuals on there.
We can play it with sound during the beginning of the presentation.
Right,
During the refreshment time, we should have it looping, just on loop. You know, how when you go to an event, and they've got the TV set
Yeah.
up with all the things that are happening at the event, like that, have it looping constantly until we get to the actual start of the workshop, and then we say, welcome, thanks for being here. You know, what we're gonna try and teach you today is what this program is gonna do, how it can help you and your family. Let's take a look at the video that we have first. Gotta give you an update of to what this is. We play the video, we come back, and we introduce Officer Amador to talk about the safety program, how it works with the town, how it works with the police department, the new law in Tallahassee that allows your information to be saved, why you should have it, and then,
Then we do a Q&A.
Now, I think
Yeah.
something super important is reaching out to the committees. So
Yeah.
let them know that we're having this, so that they can also come, especially
Yeah.
like, you know, elderly affairs, they had said they wanted to definitely like work together with us.
yes.
Yeah, I spoke with Dottie and that's just gonna try to get all the committee and all the people who participate in all her events.
Perfect. Yeah, cause you know, we really want, you know,
And she told, oh, sorry,
No, no, it's
before I forget, she told me that she's working on getting us a sponsor for food, so we might begin food. In addition, yes,
Oh, wow.
cause it would be really good for all the committees to know, cause sometimes they've said, oh, we haven't heard about it. We need to make sure we have flyers, all of that, you know.
We should have one more speaker.
yeah.
But who? Who do we need someone that can talk, we have talking about why. And it makes sense for all of those that are special needs. But what about elderly? Like, how do we speak to the elderly?
Maybe Dottie can speak.
Would Donnie be willing to speak?
I don't know. I'm saying as part of the elderly, because I think that would be. I don't know.
I hope,
Do we
my
need anyone
God,
else?
Enrico Piaggio. He can speak on behalf also of the veterans. That's mental health, PTSD.
Oh. Now, is it gonna be like? I mean, you have to give them like a time frame, like, okay, you know, you have
Yeah,
the
but
floor for a certain amount of minutes.
Still,
I-
the entire day.
You know what, hold on, I wonder if it would. What would they actually add to what we're already saying? I don't think they would add anything, because it's just
They
really,
don't know the program.
they don't know the program. But
But it's so,
someone that would know the program,
but he is someone that brings trust and confidence to a lot of the elderly in the town. Because he's basically a town personality, people
I would
know him.
want them to attend.
So
Maybe
he-
if they want us to come up and speak, that would be fine, but I'm thinking like, we need someone at a higher level. I'm thinking, is there something do we need someone from CARD? Do we need someone from a doctor's a medical's office?
Oh, I see. what you mean.
You know, someone to say, like, but this is why this is so important. The police officer has now told you, let the medical guy tell you now why. You think we should invite Dr. Orlando to talk about
I
this?
was gonna say, how about Michael Alessandri?
Or Michael?
We can try to reach out.
So we don't have to put it on the flyer.
I just feel like. Alessandri, he's like awesome,
Yeah.
and I wanted to go further than that.
That's why when Dr.
What
Orlando,
about one of like, the, like, either like one of the town attorneys or. Maybe they can talk about the jail law,
I'm not sure that's only-
attorney,
might be a good idea, because
Lorenzo,
you can talk about, you know, the law.
The paperwork,
changes,
the,
Yeah,
I think that we could probably. That we could
or
probably
even
say
one of
that's.
the council members. We can get,
Would you like to invite Josh?
or preferably not one who's running for mayor.
yeah,
Marilyn?
Marilyn Bono, I think would be good.
yeah. She's also, a lot of people love her and follow her,
Just ask
so.
Marilyn. She would love to go, I'm sure she would. And let me also reach out to Dr. Orlando, because that would be a great opportunity for us to continue
I
that.
don't know who that is.
The guy from Univita,
Oh.
remember how he kept talking about how it was really important that the elderly in our community,
Oh.
because, well, come on in and to keep that relationship going.
Let's
So-
bring him on board.
Guarantee Officer Amador, I'll speak, but I'm not important. Lorenzo would be amazing. I'm sure he would say yes to that. So would Marilyn.
Now, we don't wanna get too many
Yeah.
people, cause then you don't want it to extend too much either.
I don't think
right?
it would go that far.
No,
Look, I mean, when we did the interviews on the night, I mean, you're looking at 15 minutes per person. So 10, 20, 30, 40, you're done.
Some of them might not even be that long.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
It might just
expecting,
be like
15
a
to
re-
20, I
Like,
think.
for like with Marilyn, or Councilwoman Ruano, I think she would just be like reiterating, you know, the importance of backing up and just giving people confidence
Mhm.
on doing it.
So 10
you
to
know,
20 minutes.
so It would only be a few then.
so hang on a second, I'm gonna start.
Same
writing
with
this
the attorney, just building confidence in the people that your information is safe and, you know.
How about, well, I was gonna say also
take
Fred.
away that fear of people signing up.
yeah,
Fred can be also another,
Who the hell's Fred?
Fred Senra.
from Dos Machado, I mean, not Dos Machado.
He'll be-
Miami Lakes Automobile.
Yeah.
Look,
From Nueva Lakes,
I see it like this.
business chamber.
so I'll be emceeing the program. So it's not really me speaking about myself, it's speaking about the emceeing. Let's start with the video. That takes up, was that a minute and a half, that video? Then we introduce Marilyn Ruano. She's the councilwoman that's helping us with the event. She can talk a little bit more about the importance of what we're learning tonight. Then we introduce the Officer Amador, and he can talk about the actual program. And he can introduce Lorenzo, and he can talk about the legalities of it all. And then I can introduce Dr. Orlando if he says yes. You know, if he says no, then we just go back to us. And he can talk about the medical aspects of it, and then we can wrap it up. For Q and A at the end, so seven would be our Q and A. And you have all these people that can answer questions. That right there is an hour-long program, and then a half an hour beforehand, when we do the drinks and refreshment, would be great for people to get to know each other. That to me is how you would do a great workshop
Make
presentation.
sure you put flyers there to make sure I mean, I don't think you'll forget, but just in case.
No, we need,
We need promotion too on
who's gonna create the flyer, Jonathan?
Yes.
So
So I
what's
was,
the procedure for that? How do we get that going, like, right away?
yes, so, I'll send an email now. I'll copy the both of you. Just letting him know, like, we just got to have their site, like, this and that. But, like, look, like, gonna have this workshop. And they need help, like, creating a flyer and promoting it on social media. And then if there's like certain language that you guys want on the flyer, of course, it needs to have like the main details of the actual like time and date and location. But anything specific like that, like speakers, since you do need to confirm. I mean, John will be there, like you said, and then so will Officer Amador, but you're still missing
Marilyn,
town
Lorenzo,
attorney.
and
Yeah,
Dr. Orlando. I have Dr. Orlando's phone number. He gave it to me. Who's
I'll take care of,
Lorenzo and Marilyn?
yeah,
could you send an email and copy me in it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that'll probably be the best way, like that would.
And then I'm also like,
In the loop.
yes,
Yeah, that's perfect. So then, let's give you the basics of the flyer now,
okay, perfect.
and then you and I will work this week on getting that, well, obviously even tomorrow, with the answers by next week, and then we can have them completed, and by Christmas, when Christmas is over, get it out. Because before Christmas, no one's gonna notice it. After Christmas is over, even with New Year's, it doesn't matter, we'll start promoting it immediately.
And I know that this is the first workshop in a very.
This is how it should be. Every January, we should be doing one on this thing, so people can continue to recognize what this is. Start the year off with, why aren't you in the program? And I
Do we
will
have,
have my kids registered this year. I still don't have it done. Well, for everything I went through with that divorce, I just kind of forgot everything.
It's okay.
But I gotta get my stuff filled out. Is it on the website to fill out, or do I need is there anything changed from the one?
I
at the
was gonna
beginning?
say that, I think the wording and all of that has to change, right? Or did that already happen?
We're supposed to. We submitted the changes. Did it ever get changed?
I
The
think the
application.
actual application, maybe just the title. Was changed, but I think you guys were thinking of. Including,
Yes,
The
the
new-
part that it's private information or not public.
That has not been.
No,
So that's
Like you guys
something
were
that we're gonna
mentioning-
need for that.
What
That's
do
a
we-
simple exception, the exemption, the court case, the
Can you,
bill number.
can you write us up a quick blurb about that? Like a little, like, whatever the bill is that passed, that you,
Mhm.
that the new law and what it means.
Mhm.
Email it to me, and I'll send it to Gabby, and she can send it to legal, and they can add it to the list
Sounds
before we
good.
get to January.
Okay.
If that's all it is, where we just need to add a little thing saying, one notice, Florida law,
Mhm.
the statute, here's what it means. You can just literally just take it from the Florida law
Yeah,
itself.
yeah.
You just copy it right off the website. And then if you want to add a thing to it that says, in addition to previous or something.
Is the town attorney already aware of the new law?
Yeah, but it was. It was like in June, in July when we talked about it. So he was made aware, but I don't know. You know,
Since
it's
I'm gonna
not
be
one of those
asking him
where
to join us.
here's the paperwork
maybe,
and start doing something like now, like we're talking about now.
Well, he's gonna have to make the revision to it anyway, so now that he's aware of it, tell him we'll be sending that added piece to add to this because of the change that the state made. That shouldn't be too hard to change. The printed versions that we have out is what it is, but the online version would be changed immediately, and then that would be telling everybody in January, go to online.
Mhm.
You know what we should have? We should have a couple of iPad stations. Allowing people to sign up right there.
We do.
Or we can have the
I don't think it
application.
Applications,
Yeah, I think
want
it's the
handwritten?
application.
Yeah, you can't like fill it out online. Right, so you have to like sign.
and you have to notarize. I mean, everything we've had has been actual.
Okay, so we'll have paper printouts.
Yeah.
So we need to ask Gabby to print out once the change is made.
Yeah, I was gonna first with the changes. Yeah.
So I'm gonna put that on my list here. Ask. We can do that in January's meeting after the change has been made. Because our meeting is the week before.
Yes, the 17th.
Going over this. So. Do I just check off what we need for this event and then we fill out this whole thing and then I give it to you?
yes,
You want this now?
you do not need to send, you could give me as much information as you have as of right now, and then if you could send the rest maybe by next week.
Well, at this point, from what I'm seeing here. I know we're gonna need a couple of rectangular tables,
Oh, yes, no, that's fine. And the chairs like set up.
like 4 rectangular tables or 5,
Mm,
6.
I think usually we use like 3 and 2, like, usually we use like 5 or
I think it's the 3. I'll double check what I have sent.
2 and then
We
1.
do 2 for
Yeah, we
food.
usually do 3. We do 2 for food and then
One with our tablecloth
I think we've done 4, Gabby.
and.
I think so too, but I will double check.
Yeah, I think it's 4.
I
We
just
do like a panel.
template of the
Usually do
setup.
like an L and then. we
Yeah,
do the
so
podium.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh, and
5.
I think that's 5, so we can have the flyers as well as the applications. We need like a table for that.
Yeah.
I think you need 6 tables.
And that would be good too, like a sign up.
You need 6 tables. You need 2 tables for the refreshments and the food. You need 2 tables for our little vendor spot, for our table, or 1 for our table,
Just 1 for that.
just 1 for that.
Okay, so I know it's kind of small, but this is what it usually looks like. So there's 2 tables, even though I guess you guys haven't really used that other one, so it's been Xed out. So it's just one on one side of the podium, then the other 2 tables on the other side, which is usually the food. And then this one is just flyers. So do you
Okay.
want 4 or do you want a 5th one?
I would want,
I think 5. I think
I
5
think
would be
5.
better.
because I would say, let's get rid of the podium.
Yeah,
Let's
usually we
do,
don't even use, like, since we do like the video and stuff like that.
we're gonna be facing the televisions. So they would have to flip the chairs around facing TVs, right? Because you want them to be able to watch the video out going like this.
Right. And that's how we did with Audrey, because she had the slideshow and
So let's do 5 tables. We do. 4 on this side here. Where you have 2 with the food. Or 3 with the food. How much table space do you need for food and drinks?
Two for
Two.
food and 2 for drink.
Okay, so here's how we'll do it.
No,
Look,
2 for food and.
You usually have to.
4. So we'll do,
I'm so confused right now.
Well,
I'm trying
we-
to remember.
look at this, let's see if this makes sense. Okay, so here's the entrance. Here's the TVs, right? Here's the dais. So let's assume we do 1, 2, 3 tables here and a 4th table here. These 2 tables are food and water. This one's our information booth, and this one is where the speakers will sit. Does that make sense? So we'll sit behind we'll sit behind in the middle of the TVs. And, you know, I can be in the middle and the other 2 on each side of me. Would 1 table be enough of that? Or I could do a little podium next to them. I think that's what we'll do. To do the little podium next to them. Yeah,
I'm
okay.
actually trying to find a prior workshop.
That's what the prior one was over here, according to
And we
them.
need a microphone.
Yeah, well.
That's what it was, but I think you're right, that we were facing this way,
Yeah,
so.
So you're gonna need 4, we're gonna need 4 rectangular,
what I remember is there being 2, like where the podium normally is with food. And then we had like towards the corner, we had 2 tables there and it had the refreshments. That's what I remember.
There's always 2 like in the corner,
Yeah,
and then. I really thought there was only 1 last time.
well, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm.
Do you still want the same 2, how they were last time for the food ones?
well,
I think we should just get
like this.
5 to be safe. If we don't use it, we don't use it.
Yeah, if
Okay.
I don't need it, it's fine, but they're there.
But the 2, like for the drinks and the food in the same spot as it always is.
Let's see if
Yeah.
this is right. This is the dais, whatever.
Okay,
This is the entrance, and this is that wall
where the TVs are,
where the TVs are.
yes,
So we would put two tables
yes,
here,
that's it, usually,
food and water,
which is this one, this is from another event, I'm
Right.
sorry, but it's these 2.
and then 1 table here for our information booth. These are
Okay.
all chairs now facing this direction. We want 1 table between the 2 TVs and a podium next to it.
Remember when Audrey's workshop was?
It was January
January?
Yes.
Of last year,
2023.
this year.
Tablecloths. You want all the tablecloths to be black to match our tablecloth?
I think it's January 25th.
Go figure.
That would be hilarious.
I will actually double check.
No, it was the 26th.
What material is that?
okay.
Polyester? Our tablecloth, is our tablecloth polyester or?
I think I usually just put that big one.
That's what I put black, but that's for material.
I think it's regular one. I don't remember putting.
So we put a table right in the entrance.
We don't need any dishes, we don't need any food tray warmers, no food truck vendors, no water, no cooler, right? We're doing it all ourselves. Janitorial?
I'm guessing.
See, like this.
Yeah, that's
And the
exactly what I
podium.
was thinking.
Yeah, that would be that.
So except this time, that table is gonna be where we put our people. Do we need the janitors?
I think, yeah, we do, because afterwards, they
Yeah.
always like pick up the garbage.
After event? We need to set up or break down people? We don't need any handyman.
I don't think.
I don't think so.
IT tech, yes. Microphones and audio, yes.
But this was this one, but you know how sometimes we set up in the end too,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, like when we did the workshop with the attorneys,
Uh-huh,
they had a panel in the front, but we didn't
Okay.
use the TV. So everybody was facing the dais, like
Okay.
at the town council meetings. Remember that we had set up.
which it can be that way
tables.
and it can be that way too, so we don't move the tables. Oh no, but to see the video though, it's just a minute and a half, so is it, I don't know.
I think
No, I
it's-
like it like.
I
this.
like that setup like that.
Yeah, just everyone looking, okay.
Yeah,
Cause it also, you know, when you think about how the mind works, people, when they're facing the dais, have this huge open space behind them and they get distracted by it. You're not focused on the person. When you have them against the wall, they have nothing to look at but the wall or them. So I think that would work good. And when we're not running the video, we can have our logo up on the TV. So we need microphones, IT tech. I put down 4 mics on the table, the little push button mics, and then a wireless mic from the podium.
That's too many. Wouldn't it be like one person at a time, or will they all be there the whole time? Cause I was thinking like, okay, the next speaker, this person, and then,
I thought we should have them there, the entire, all on the table, and then each person speaks, but then at the Q and A question, people would randomly ask questions to whoever. If we have Q and A, if nobody does any.
got
Q&A.
it, got it for the Q and A. Yeah, that
Right, so
makes
you
sense.
have 1,
Press
2,
conference
3,
for
4.
events.
Yeah, it's like a press conference type thing.
Okay, okay.
And as the MC, I'll be on the podium, so I'll be standing here looking over them and then asking them questions, and then when we start the Q and A, I can call out people and we can give them a wireless mic to talk into. I think that would be good.
Okay.
No DJ, no invocation, no parks, no public works. Programs, no bikes, no transit, no police. No police.
well, technically.
Beach,
Technicality there.
hold harmless, no. Others would be our food order, right?
Yes. Or anything else that you would do.
But I don't think.
Yeah.
But technically the town isn't doing that, we are, so I think that's what we need from the town, no?
Well, for food, it would just be, well, you guys telling me what it is each order.
Right, she's taking the event thing, so. Gabby. To order. Oh, good, an illustration, okay,
So the thing is on a Thursday,
Yes.
so you will have to order it, I guess. From the Wednesday before, not the day before, because
No,
that's cutting it too close.
so the week before the day of our meeting, the 17th.
Yeah, they were.
Okay. So I'll
We have a meeting in January.
have it ready for.
that's we do.
Just not the first one.
That's right, we had moved it, yes, we voted on that, yes.
So it's the third.
Okay.
It's in the minutes, so.
Listen. Everything from the day before and that is like a blur.
Moving forward, post.
You know, ADD things.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you? I know I'm a little,
Council. 3 tables here.
Mhm.
These are all the chairs facing that way, where the TVs are right here.
Yeah.
And then we just need a table in between the 2 TVs.
yep, and a podium there too.
Oh, yes, I got that. Okay.
So where would the flyers be? On one of the 3 tables?
Yeah,
Okay,
on the 3 tables over here, you have the food on this side, and then our table here with the
Perfect.
flyer.
that. All right, sounds good.
Okay,
Wait, did you end up putting 4 tables or 5?
I put 5 on there, but I didn't put 5 in the drawing, because one of them is gonna be not set up unless we need it.
Okay, so 2 here,
2 here,
1
One
here,
there.
and then 1 up here?
so where the, there's here.
Yeah.
So just like kind of like a space between, you know, like this one's out by itself, so this is our like, you know, a flyer information table. Well, these are tables are together because they're the food and drink.
Okay.
I would also like to have a printable version of the
So,
flyer, like some very similar to this.
Yeah, so we can hand them out.
Because I would like to go to every committee meeting and hand them out, personally invite all the committee members and hand out the flyers. On top of an email.
Okay, so, mental health is meeting next week. On Wednesday at 9:30.
Okay, still around?
Nine.
Good.
PM.
AM.
Oh, AM.
Yes,
I was thinking at night, I'm like,
No.
9:30, okay.
so I mean, I'm their liaison, so I could definitely tell them, but if you guys would like to be there, any of you, that would also be great, besides the evenings.
So when is it?
Next Wednesday? Yes, the 13th.
What did we say the budget was for this? Or did we ever set a budget for
I
that
don't think we
workshop?
No, we don't.
I don't think we did.
No, wait, Tuesday is the 13th. Wednesday is the
Do we
14th.
need, do you want to set,
Oh, wait,
Are you
I'm in
looking at December?
2022, yeah, because I wanted to look at
I'll find the committee.
January.
I don't, we didn't set a
There
budget.
you talk about me.
I don't think-
Bueno. But it's what?
For the workshops.
For something.
I might be late, not a year. Oh,
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay, so.
thank you.
You didn't really specify, it just says bi-monthly events, so that would cost include speaker fees, rentals, cleanup, and food and drink. For a
Yeah.
total of 3,000.
So, okay, 3,000 is the.
Oh.
Yes, so I would like for the whole year.
Sorry, but, because we're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's what I was-
workshop and then I
So
get
it's
3,000.
500 per.
Let's see, how many events did we have? There's one every month or every other month?
6 events, so
6.
300
Divided by-
by 6 is 500.
3,000.
So it's 500 per event. So the event budget will be $500.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes, that's it.
And how many attendees can fit into town hall? What's the maximum? I can't answer that question.
So is that a motion for
I was gonna
the
say that.
500?
Oh,
No,
we
no.
already voted on.
500 is already approved.
Oh.
We voted to have a total budget for the workshop program of $3,000. So we're deciding to divvy it up however we see fit.
Although we're not gonna have a flyer.
You're sure we don't have to?
Nope.
Because
We
we already
asked-
voted, right?
we
For this, so.
The town council
Yes,
approved
you
it.
can just mention it if you want to, but it's, oh, it's already approved. If anything, just to be explicit that it's fundraising.
Okay, so
We
we
can-
just have to work.
And we can cap it at 500 per workshop. Or if one of the workshops is more expensive, we move the money around as needed, but our goal was 3,000 for the year.
Okay.
That's why, well, that was one of those event things that I said, I don't want a monthly budget, I want it to be a solid budget,
Perfect. Okay.
so that's set. Okay, so I have everything here, there you go.
Yes.
So if the meeting is December 13th for
Mental health.
Yes.
mental health, so in January, it would be on the 10th. And it's the.
No,
second-
actually, because their meetings are usually the 4th Wednesday. But November and December meetings for almost everybody, or at least all of my 2 committees, they're completely like different because of the holiday.
So it would be on the 20th.
They're, yeah, the 24th.
Yeah, so theirs would be the day before. So we gotta tell them ahead of advance, huh? When's the next quarterly meeting for the chairs is, oh, not, it's not till next year, isn't it?
I have one other thing, so.
If we had you just send, I know what we can do. We can still attend if we want to, but why don't we ask Isle to send blast email to all the committees, informing them of this event. And that we would love their participation at the event. Could you do that?
Participation or just attend,
Attendance. it's fine.
Yeah, attendance.
because that would require them to like go and.
No,
Oh,
attendance, my
okay.
bad.
Even though the elderly affairs, is that like do we wanna? She did say she was gonna take the people, or we just keep it as.
Everyone's invited as an attendee,
Right.
and if they choose to speak. Let them
Okay.
speak.
No, I don't mean to speak, I mean like as in. Alright. We need to, like, giveaways. Am I gonna give anything away?
Yeah,
Other than
food.
flyers?
Information.
I have
Yeah.
bottles. I have bottles. We have lots of bottles and boxes. We give away bottles.
I don't
No,
think we
it's
need
okay,
to
it's
give
okay.
away
No,
anything.
that's fine, that's fine.
Actually, we have bags with bottles and all kinds of stuff still stuffed in my garage. We got plenty.
Okay, no, I don't. But
Yeah, but I don't
think
think we need
we're
to
good
give
with
away
the-
anything at that event.
Yeah, we're giving the food, I think that's good, alright, sorry,
Okay,
alright.
all right, so she's got the information on the event. general stuff that you'd be able to create for the flyer. It's basically teaching people what the special needs safety program does for our town. And then we'll get confirmation on our speakers. Everybody
Well,
good
we
with
have
that?
the most important one. So
Yes,
If nobody
Officer
else.
Amador. We have a big picture of him on the front. Come see Officer Amador.
Take your photo with them.
All right, we all good on this program?
Yes,
All right, great.
next.
Program reviews real quick. We're about 15 minutes out, so 7, but, let's start with, we only have 3 programs, so we can only review 3. What's the latest information on your animation classes? I know that she said she was going through some medical problems. Is she still on par to do something with us starting in the new year?
Yeah, as far as I know,
Just,
yeah.
we'll just keep it on, we'll play it by ear, see what she decides when she's well enough to do it. Okay, good. And Arts for Autism is on it again for another round. We'll be going with them, no problem. And the dojo program.
Did Manny ever get back to you?
No,
I mean, I know I didn't see it, but since last time he replied to you and not to me, I wasn't sure if maybe he.
yeah, no, I actually spoke to him, at the end of November. And he's like, yeah, he was like, so, it might not be at the youth center. So you guys wanted youth center. I was like, no, we don't need the youth center, just I thought in one of the emails it said that that was a possibility. But
Mhm.
whichever center, as long as it's like those days preferably.
Okay, so where is he saying then? Is he
No,
optimist?
he just. Yeah, I followed up with him, but
I almost got him in person.
Well, I would like to say that, once we have a lockdown on times and programming, we did talk about this before, but I think we should do an open house.
Yes, yes,
Yes, so
we
do-
did.
I also mentioned that. to him. That once the, I guess, the start date is kind of secured, then to do the open house, which I was hoping that we would know more about by now, but
Yes.
there's nothing yet.
Well, as soon as he does, we can vote on an event and then we'll throw some money at it or something, and get it going. Other than that, that's it for programs? Okay. Program's done. Now, painting the twist. What do you want me to do about it?
We need to pick a date. Cause I had contacted the guy and he said he was talking to you. So,
That's all he
I
said
don't know.
about talking to John?
yeah, he said, I'm already talking to someone else about it. Are you from the same organization? And I'm like, yes. Well, like, I don't know.
Whenever someone gives you that, just tell them, yes, I'm the vice chair of the event.
I
Of the
did,
program.
I did say that.
So we work together. So you can talk to him or talk to me. You can talk in circles. You can talk to yo-yos. I don't care who you talk to. Just give me.
No, I'm fine. I'll talk to him, but the first thing he's gonna ask me is what date? So we need to pick a date so I can move forward with it.
We normally do it before Valentine's Day.
We've done it both ways. We've done it before and we've done it after.
Well, the dates that are on my calendar for me to have the most available time for you guys are the 3rd and the 17th. Those are days I don't have my kids and I can do the whole event without interruption. Granted, we don't know what their schedule looks like, but I doubt it's full at this point. It's
Yeah,
not even close to February, so. 17th is the weekend after Valentine's Day, the 3rd is 2 weeks before. I could also switch and do the 10th if you want me to. I'd have to ask to see if she would take it, but,
I fear that from previous years, like that weekend, that's closest to Valentine's Day, it's like their Black Friday. That's like
Okay.
their super busy, weekend. So
you wanna do the 3rd? The 3rd of February? Or you wanna do the 17th?
I think I'd rather do the 17th, because like the 3rd of February,
It's
it's almost
closer.
like right after the workshop.
Perfect, let's do the 17th then. I motion to make the event the 17th.
Exactly.
All those in favor?
I,
Motion passes. I'll reach out to him and ask if the 17th is available to take, and then
That's the painting with the,
painting with a twist.
And it would be the time from 1 to 3,
1 to 3. Are we doing both rooms?
right? That was my other question.
That was what we wanted to do, right? So we could ask them the cost for both. I'll get him to give me a quote for one room and for both
give you a
rooms.
second, right?
That way we know the cost to see if it matches with the budget we set for it.
And it would be, I mean, before, I don't know, if this is a new owner, it would, they charge per person,
I know,
not like,
but they have a max number of persons per room. So that's how we can get the answer to that question, because they only take a certain amount in each room. And didn't you say that you wanted to limit that amount anyway because of?
yeah,
people
like
in
in
there?
the room that we usually do, I would cap it at 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
The
room is a
other
little bit
room
bigger,
is
right?
smaller. Yeah, the other room is smaller,
So 15?
yeah. It's- Remember, it's usually a parent comes.
Yes.
Or a therapist, or somebody comes with the child.
So our
With the
event would be
participant.
35 people. 35, okay?
Where is it? I mean.
So
we've
it would
done
be
pretty
20 in one room and 15 in the other. Okay.
So I'm gonna get him a quote for,
good. Is 15 good or would it be better 10? I don't know how small it is.
But
it's the
are we
size of
like-
this room.
Aren't we like opening it to everybody?
That was my question. Very important.
Because I would say that,
No. This one is the one that we were gonna keep as special needs only. It's the one in the holidays that we're gonna do open to everybody.
right,
But we've had an interest from every year that you've done this event where it fills up, and it fills up good and people were still wanting to get in. So I was thinking, why don't we try and see by having the second room, if we could get more people with special needs that wanna come.
Why don't,
I mean, you have over 30 people in Hope for Autism, Arts for Autism alone.
if we wanna do it, if you wanna do it for, special needs only, why don't we invite the people from the registry?
We can't do that,
Why not?
because we're not supposed to know that information. That's against the law.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what we're telling them, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even though,
The registry, so we're gonna invite you.
No,
but even though it's our program, can we
It's
find
not
out?
our program.
Oh,
We
It's the- it's
the
initiate.
town,
if
Yeah.
the
But-
Miami-Dade Police Department would be interested in letting them.
but what if on the day of the event, we tell them whoever signs up will receive a special invitation for the painting with the twist?
The thing is, it becomes a public event,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So that's
You're-
gonna kind of.
I know what you're trying to do.
Cause if
this
we
one
were
is-
doing it
there's legal
exclusive,
stuff
like,
involved.
hey, whoever signs up gets in the raffle or whatever. Yeah.
There's legal stuff involved with that, we have to be careful with that.
Governments.
Mhm. I think 35 is fine, and I think we reach out and and if we fill up the 20 slots, then we can go to the 35. So why don't I talk to the guy and say, listen,
35 or 30?
35.
35.
I say, I'll talk to the guy and say, give us a quote for 20, give us a quote for 35. And our goal here is to register over 20 people. If we get over 20 people, we'll do the full 35. If we only get the 20, then we'll skip the other room. But I think we're gonna go over.
Now, what we have to see, like, the cutoff.
Like at school.
Go for it.
What, yeah. When, cause I was thinking this, when, we don't have a flag yet, right?
No.
No,
for this event,
Whenever the flyer, is there a flyer?
yeah, there will be.
Whenever
Maybe
the
for
flyer
Program
for
or
the-
event?
for the day, that day, yeah, for that one day,
Painting with a twist, right?
there's a flyer that's gonna be made, no, for that one
Correct,
day.
yes.
Whenever that gets done, email it to me. And I'll email that to the registry people.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
See, there's a way to invite them.
Because I've done,
Yeah.
I've sent people stuff, all kinds of stuff, why not send them this?
Yeah.
There's no difference
That's
between
what I
all
was
the other
saying.
information.
If
so.
the police department can do it, that's different. They have the right to do it. We don't have the right to contact.
Yeah, so
So then let's just go with the 35 and see if we can't make this happen. Cause I think we can. I think there's plenty of
I think so
people.
too.
And what we could do is we could divide the rooms up. You could have the older people in the 20-person room and the younger kids in the smaller room. And that way they're not overlapping. There's the space you go between, you can either easily go between, and you can have 2 art people on each side, one doing one for the smaller kids, one doing one for the bigger kids. I think that would be fun. It's worth a try, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's shoot for the 35. And I'll ask him to give us a quote. I'll tell him, you know, how our payment system works, that we can write you a full check for the event.
Or ask him if we can pay online,
If we can pay online, yeah.
because I know you can do the deposit online.
Yes, which I did last.
Right.
So.
So I don't know if we can pay the balance.
Okay, so we have the date, it is gonna be the 17th. We're gonna get the information on that, and then our next meeting will vote to approve it once we have the answer. So the next meeting, we'll have an answer for costs and the place, and then we'll know exactly what we're gonna spend on food, and we'll just finish it out. And start the flyer process for that. Everyone good with that?
Good.
Bike program, the ultimate bike ride, your thoughts? Go ahead, sir.
We had a bike ride this Saturday.
How do you have?
No, let me tell you exactly what it was. At 5:30 on Saturday. And it was holiday like theme. It was a great success. A ton of people showed up. So what I really want is for the town to recreate whatever we did for that for the autism one, because it was really good. It was a really good
I'm
turnout.
sorry, which one?
The one on Saturday night, the bike ride. I don't know if it was because it was at night and people were super like happy with all the lights. I don't know what it
The weather
was.
was great as
The
well.
weather was great, yes, but a bunch of people came up. A bunch of people, and we hadn't had that in a while, so I know for sure there was some advertising change
Okay.
that definitely made that happen, because we just, there's always interest, and before a lot of people were showing.
I guess just find out what they did to promote it. Yes.
Okay, with regards to that bike ride, I've never been to one, I don't know anything about it. So I would like to, I mean, we don't have a lot of money. I would like to see what can we contribute, what can we do to attract people to,
I would say as
Like,
soon as they
do
have a flyer, we can do.
T-shirt or do something, I don't know usually what they do. When is the next, neighborhood improvement, they're the ones who do it, right?
Yes, so.
Cause I know that they don't have much of a budget. But we do, and since we're gonna partner with them, maybe we can
Something I was
get an
thinking,
idea from them of like, okay, if you had money, if we give,
Yeah.
money.
If you had the
like,
money,
can
what
you-
would you do?
What do you
Right,
need?
like,
Well,
what
just ask them what do they need
you
from
know,
us? Because we should be able to give them whatever they need to be able to make that happen.
I think something, when it comes to shirts, I mean, I don't know, if it could get a little, I don't know. But maybe like pins, like like what Marinella gave at the,
Right,
like maybe a bracelet, like,
yeah.
whoever comes, will also get a bracelet and a pin.
You know,
I
what'd be
think
really
that-
fun? Slap bracelets.
Yeah,
That would be
Oh,
really fun. The
that's
kids would love that.
you mean for the event, for the.
Yeah, for the event. Give all the kids a slap
No,
bracelet. that
I
says-
was giving out helmets for this last one. I can give helmets out for that one too. I was doing about maybe 20 minutes before, and I give out 15 helmets.
Wow.
Yeah, a ton of people.
So what time is this gonna be?
They haven't given us any information on it yet.
And we
We
were
voted to
uh,
agree to
April.
join them in it, but they haven't
Because
talked to
It's
us.
also gonna be like, and it's not gonna be at night, is it?
I have an
No, I
idea.
have a morning time, but this is not right. I have 7:30. That's not right.
I have an
Yeah,
idea.
that's real.
Why don't we ask one of their chairman or someone to please come to our next meeting to talk about what they need. And about the program, so we can help them.
No, I wanted to go to their last meeting and I had put it on my calendar and I couldn't find it, so maybe I didn't like press enter or something. But when is their next meeting?
December 20th, that's 8:30 p.m.
You want us to go to theirs instead?
Yeah, I think it's 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, because if it's just him, I think, yeah, I think it would be
Yeah.
good because you guys, well, whoever goes, would go to the meeting. Okay, so this is our plan, this is what we wanna do, the whole board is there. And then, okay, now bring it
Yeah.
back over here. Okay, so this, and then it'll be much quicker than him coming here and that, maybe there's certain details that haven't been worked out and I don't know, I think it makes more sense that way.
What's the name of their board?
Neighborhood Improvement Committee.
And I
The
think
thing
it's
is that
really, no,
it's a few
Is
months
this the-
away, so.
Yes,
Yeah.
April.
but the thing is that.
The faster we get this done,
Yeah.
The
fast-
had it for a moment, it was February.
I
Of course it's
suggest
gonna be April.
maybe push, meeting with them more, I know that.
the faster we get this
February,
done, the better it is. What I've learned about every event that we've done and everything involving the town, the quicker we get things done ahead of time, the more promotion it gets, the better it turns out.
But I tell
The
you,
thing
like,
is also, because if we wanna purchase something,
mhm,
we have more time to get a quote on whatever it is, so we can order the stuff, get it in.
I would suggest to look at what their agenda is. And then see if it's in the agenda, if not, then ask them to put it, because we know there's a date, but they might not be talking about that on that meeting.
She's gonna take care of that right now. If you
It
can
might not be available. but it's-
check, if you don't have a agenda from them yet, can you email them and tell them that we would like to join them for their meeting to talk about the bike ride? Then they can put us on the agenda. Even if they didn't, we can ask them to do it during the additions and deletions, so.
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
I
Rudy
I
is very on time.
I was gonna say, I've been to a meeting
I've been to
before.
these meetings and it's
Yes.
very unscripted.
Yes.
agenda.
Yes.
Money.
No, it's not.
Really?
Mhm. It's a Wednesday, yeah, I wouldn't be able to go, guys, I'm sorry.
I can go. Okay. Thank you very much. Takes care of that. On to new business, SNAB podcast. Guys, Manny has come up with an idea for us to do a podcast once a month in his podcast program room upstairs. I was supposed to do the first one, but obviously since the last 2 weeks, I've had nothing but influenza A and B in my house. It's been hell, so I told them to please postpone it until after Christmas, because I can't deal with this. I've been in the ER now 3 times with these kids, seizures, sickness. I said, I gotta just start after the new year. But anyway, the reason I'm bringing it to you is because, I think there is a cost involved to do a monthly, program with it. For them to do the pay the people to do the video and the production of it. I asked Manny to send me that number and he didn't. So I just need like a small budget for it if we're gonna do it. I'm thinking that I think he told me on the phone it was like $150.
Not bad.
What exactly?
They
is-
do the editing?
Yeah.
I mean, I know what a
Oh my God,
podcast
that's
is,
sweet.
but what's the plan, like, what is
The
it?
goal is to promote the Special Needs Advisory Board and everything that we do. So my first guest I had already had scheduled was Audrey. We were gonna talk about Arts for Autism and the program that she runs and how it works in the town. And it's basically like it's our own promotion. It's gonna be our own promotions. Have you ever seen Manny do the podcasts he does on Facebook?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. We have the video, we have the interviewees. So everyone gets to see who we are. We get to put information into the posts about the program. And my goal with it, when he told me about it, was let's bring in everybody that we currently work with. We can do a safety program one after we've done the workshop, though. I don't want to do it before then. And we can do with the JoJo guy, we can do with animation classes, we can do with anyone that we work with. We bring in Nova and Card. just the point of the program is to get more awareness. And be able to get people that are in the town to
Very
learn a
good
little bit
idea.
more about it. It's really easy. The only thing, I'm the only one that has to do anything for it, so. We pay for their production, they put it together, they do the video editing, they add all the lower thirds with our names, our information.
For
And then they publish it.
$150, that's a steal.
Student.
Kids, students, yeah.
Oh, from Barbara.
Yeah.
Still,
So, but first thing I have to do is
editing
ask,
alone,
do you guys, are you okay with this program?
yes.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Do you think once a month is too often?
some of the radio shows that I have done with Dr. Mooney, I haven't done it in a while because I just don't feel like it, but her podcasts are once a week.
And once a month is
And that's
not bad
our-
for us, because our events, our meetings are once a month.
Yeah, I think
So-
once a month is not a big deal, because basically we just do a different topic every month. It's like doing a mini workshop. But our program, I think that program is like 30 minutes. So we're basically bringing in somebody, having them talk about information that people don't know. And then referring them back to our part of the website to learn more about the special needs advisory board and what we do in the town. But no, I don't think once a month is that. It's really not that hard to do. Because we'll be doing them.
Now, if
I'll
we
be
had,
doing them
if
when
we
we're-
had more events, like weekly events, then yeah, I think twice or three times a month, but once a month, I think is perfect for a podcast for us.
I think she was thinking less than once. a month.
Right. I was
Exactly,
thinking like
less.
No, once a month is really.
every other month or quarterly, because I feel like
I don't think that because we do monthly events.
You won't-
So since we're doing to promote all our events,
Take it from the radio guy. You won't run out of content, trust me. Once a month is so little that it's ridiculous. I do this stuff once a day on my radio shows.
No, John, like, I'm thinking, in regards to, look at all the other stuff that we have going too. Like, because it's not like okay, you say, oh, the podcast once a month, okay, that's it. No, because if we have a workshop, like other things going on too, and yes, it's one meeting a month, but then it's also whatever event we have that month.
Well, there's no lockdown to it. It's per event. So like if we have a whole month where we didn't do one, we just don't do one and they don't charge for that.
so there's no like contract or commitment to like, okay, you have to do one this month.
No, there's not. It's
Okay.
just 150, I think it's just $100 or $150 every time we do one. We can do as many as we want or as little as we want. I had told him, let's do once a month because that gives me a chance to do a video series every month on what we're doing and we can bring in different
we
people.
promote all of our events.
It's really not that hard. And honestly, if I did it right, I could have the entire year done in 5 months. You just have people come in and do two podcasts at once. I'd be done in no time. So,
So I love the idea. I think it's a great idea, but I do have like some concerns in the sense of like, are we gonna like maybe violated sunshine laws by accident? Like, I feel like, the town doesn't let us like even have like an Instagram page or a social media page, but
Yes.
it's okay with them that we're gonna like talk about and like,
that's what the mayor said,
Because
because this is
we-
his control, because it's under his program.
I think that if we're using it for promoting our product, our events, talking about things that will help people with special needs, like this will be an educational program,
I
not a SNAB. Meaning?
We can't talk about things that we have or have not yet voted on. But the podcast is not about like a future plan. So like, I can't talk about the park program or the park that we want to design. That's not one that we're gonna talk about. What I can talk about, we can bring in Audrey, which I was gonna do, and talk about Arts for Autism and what her program is and how you learn to dance. And
We
what
can talk
things
about the
there.
meeting we're gonna have here, we can talk about
we can talk about the SNAB workshop. I can bring Officer Amador in. I can talk about,
current events. and
anything that
special
we've
needs.
already got running. And any people in the industry, we can bring in anyone that's in.
But you understand what she's saying, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
sense of-
understand what I'm
Because
saying.
one thing is like, even like sharing, like a lot of,
The video is public record. So that's actually public record. We're not actually doing anything wrong. The difference is we're not holding a meeting. We're not actually deciding and voting on stuff. This is a conversation about programs in the town. So if I did the podcast without the board, I could still do it without the board. But the idea was,
Yeah, but you're using our money.
we're
for it.
using our money
So
for
it's- So it does make it different. So I don't know if this is something that we need to get like more information. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
can go
you
right
just-
now.
Don't get me wrong, I like the idea too, especially that we're getting the word out on what it is that we're doing in a broader spectrum for
This
sure.
video could be a podcast right now, because it's online, it's being live right
Yeah,
now,
but the
so.
difference is we're putting money towards it, you know, it could become something. You understand what I mean? Cause one thing is like, oh, you went to an interview and you spoke about something, this is more like. We're using money from the board for this.
Remember, whatever we talk about is gonna be written, there's gonna be a script, like,
but think about,
Understand that there's also money, that's what I'm saying.
think about
So
this as
things
a.
get a little bit. Gabby,
Yes. So I had another committee, ask if they could do a podcast. I guess it was just something that they need, maybe that they wanna think about for the future, because they haven't brought it up. And I was not told no, but they do need to know the details. Like you said, it is money, but at the same time, you're making the community more aware and
okay,
everything, so.
so this could
also-
be even community awareness.
Yeah, this would be community awareness, and basically what we would be doing is writing up a 1 month, or sorry, a 1 year. Plan of interview, that's kind of like the event calendar, we just say. Podcast January, Audrey, podcast February, Officer Amador on SNAB.
I think I would rather do just to start, maybe like a certain amount of months, see how it goes. Before we vote for the whole year, and then, you know what I mean, like we do with a lot of the things that we do, kind of like a pilot program type of deal. You know, kind of try it out a few months, okay, hey, this is going really good, you know, good feedback, this and that, okay, let's continue it. I don't know,
So I have another question.
Yeah.
So this was not in our committee report.
No.
So does this mean we have to go back to council and get this approved?
Only if we go over the amount of money we're spending. So, and if we're only gonna approve it for a couple trial runs, that's a couple $100, no. Cause it's under the $800 threshold, and it's coming out of our community awareness. Which we already approved the
I
budget.
don't know if I feel comfortable doing it without the council's approval.
Well, the mayor's the one who wants to do it.
that's just what.
In fact, he told me to do it before we meet.
The mayor is one person and
I mean, it's his podcast. It's still not our podcast. It's not the SNAB podcast. It's the Vox Poloxy podcast.
But what you're gonna be talking about and the money that's gonna be used is SNAP.
Right, except for the
Yeah,
very
you
first
understand
one. The
what I
very
mean.
first one is free. Because they wanted to give us a pilot program. So we don't think.
Gabby wanted to say something.
Yes, so, there's no council meeting in December, there's one in January. You guys, I believe, I don't have the official schedule yet, but I believe you will be going in February. So you still have time. If that would
Or
be something
because
that
it's
you're
free, or because it's free, just.
He wants me to do a first version of it and then have you guys watch it and see what you like. We can add the money down the road. It doesn't have to be added.
Yeah,
now.
because if the first one is
I
free,
just
then
need-
maybe we could.
Since we had the chance to vote, I wanted the approval to go do it.
That one's free. I'm just saying, like.
I have. I'm gonna support the item. You know, as far as us here, but I think the council has to approve it. I mean. I find it. Hard to believe that. You know, they control every other, you know. Media aspects that we're not allowed to,
Mhm.
you know, have an Instagram page, have a Facebook page.
Well,
You know,
I think
and
this is
use-
different.
Oh, I'm not the main interviewer. I'm only a guest under the interviewer that the mayor's gotten hired. So like. There's, his name is David, who's the host of the show, and there's the videographer, and Joseph's involved too. And they introduced me to talk to Audrey because I'm from the chairman of the board, so like, I'm almost an interviewee as well. They interview me, I interview her, and I interview back to them. So I'm not the host of the show either. That might be where the difference comes in, because if we were doing our own podcast and I was the host of the show, I'm liable for anything we say on our dime. But when I'm guest on a show, that would be like Channel 7 interviewing me about our board. The town doesn't stop them from interviewing me. They can come to my front door and call me anytime they want.
Yeah, but we're gonna be spending money,
That's
and
true.
they wanna know how we're spending the money.
And I'm pretty sure there's a script, like I said, this day we're gonna talk about this, and it's things that are common knowledge or things that we have done already.
I would just feel better if it's approved by the council. I
So
don't want something airing and then get a call from one of the council members, you know, like.
And then why don't we
"Who
do
approved
this?
Who, you know,
Why don't we skip on the money for now? Let's just go do the pilot program so we have something to show the council anyway. And then when we come to our meeting in February to do our next presentation, because we'll have to add the new budget in anyway, we would then go ahead and put a budget for it if it's good, if we don't do it, we don't do it.
So then this free one, we wouldn't even have to
I don't think
say
so.
anything, because this is something that
But it
he's doing
doesn't-
on his own.
but it's not gonna air.
I don't know.
Yeah, but this is something that, it's like, the way that I see this first one, because we're not putting any money into it, we're not even voting for this.
Yeah, that's technically true. You don't
I
have to
think
vote.
understand what I'm saying, like, this is
Right.
something that he's doing with Manny and Audrey, and this is something personal. Now, once our money is involved, then it becomes the
So
group.
I'll
or
go do the
board.
video and the event, and then we'll have it for you guys to see. And if you like what you see and we want to put the money behind it, then we would vote to do that, and then we would present that to council. Because I don't, because that's, I mean,
Cause this is like a personal thing, like, hey,
Yeah.
Manny came up to me and, what I would suggest though is maybe what you say having to do with SNAB. I don't know. I mean,
So when
know.
is like the timeline that you'll be doing?
it's gonna be in January that we're gonna do this, the recording for
The
it,
first one.
the very first one. So it probably won't even be released until either the end of January or February to begin with.
Okay, could you give me until next week?
Yeah.
Okay, I will find
You-
out.
You've got the whole rest of the month, because I told them I don't wanna do anything until January because of all the stuff that happened with my family. But we were supposed to record yesterday. So I canceled it because I had to go to the ER. So, and I told them after the year is over, because I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks, in December into January in Missouri. I can't even come do it then anyway, so we've got until mid-January before we even schedule it, so find out what you wanna find out about it, we could even vote then on our next meeting maybe. And it'd be great if someone could get some clarity, because when I talk to Manny, it's like, hey, do this, it's great, talk to you later. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
she
I
can
know.
picture it.
No.
This is typical media stuff, so I can see where. I can see where this is normal. But I also see at the same time where you do have restrictions under what our committee can and can't do.
Correct.
And no, basically what they're saying is, are you smart enough to know your sunshine laws, which I've studied them, I do know them, I know we can't say and we can't say, so. What we would say on the air has to be specific, which. To me, the entire interview would only be about what does Arts for Autism or whatever group is with us. What do you provide for our town? What's, what are you doing? How did you get into it? Tell us about your background, like what's your passion about it? How many kids have done it? Some of our, we've heard from family members. Where can people sign up? And then a little bit about Special Needs Advisory Board. Our mission is this is what we do. We have meetings every, once a month on the first Wednesday of the month. You can join us if you'd like. And find out more on the town's website about what we do and how we help the community with all that we do. So that's it. And technically, that's not illegal. That's basically just promotion verbally, so.
Okay, and what's the name of I guess like,
The podcast thing,
Vox
that's Vox Populi or something, I don't know what.
It's like a Latin. It's VOXPOPULI.
There is 2 words.
oh,
I think it's like popular voice or something like that. Vox Populi.
sounds like a good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I don't even know if that's a time.
so check with them and see what the restrictions
Your
are.
Latin.
Latin, Italian.
And it might as well just ask Joseph, what was the mayor's plan with this? Because if he's planning on giving us our own podcast, then we have a whole different thing. Because I thought, my understanding, it was on his program.
Yes, and that definitely.
That's why it's
is
being
huge.
filmed in his place, because everything that I have to do has to be done in his studio, it can't be done anywhere else. So,
And is this the same,
Is that, is the books.
it's the same thing?
Yeah.
yeah, it's the same thing. That's what he told me was, I want you to do one monthly one with us. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't think you need this, the board involved, and 5 minutes later, he's like, wait a minute, you might need the board involved, because you gotta pay for it, but other than that, yeah, it'd be great.
Okay.
Very little money.
7:20.
Okay,
We don't have matter, but.
so the last thing I have on my list here was the Goodwill workshop. For you guys who didn't get a chance to attend, I want to tell you about how that went. We went and toured with Goodwill and the mayor and a few other folks from, Ivan was there from UM. And it was sort of an amazing experience. We learned a lot about Goodwill. Goodwill wants to do a workshop with us, so one of our workshops can be Goodwill and they will do all the work for us. What they want to do is they want to come in, they want to present how that they're helping adults with disabilities get jobs, placement information, what to do, what they can work in, because it's not just working in the store. Apparently they can work in the factories. They have 3 or 4 factories in Miami. The one we saw, they produced flags, they produce army uniforms.
I've done that tour before.
It's
so-
crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, incredible. It was amazing. I didn't get a chance to go to their concert because nearly all of us were sick. So I will reach out to Joe and let him know if you guys are cool with it. I just needed to know if you guys are okay with giving them a workshop, and then we can pick the workshop that they do later. We just need to say yes to having them do their own workshop with us.
So this would be for March.
It could be for March, it could be for any of them.
So who is the audience for this workshop?
This is for adults with disabilities. The adults with disabilities specifically
They wanna work,
that want to work.
or that,
This is more like vocational training, so they said that we could partner up with a vocational,
VR, vocational rehabilitation.
we can partner, they could help us find one, or we can pick one to go coincide with the workshop, so they can talk about other opportunities. But Goodwill wants to give, the opportunity to talk about what they can do and transportation and how they get other things done, so that people can come work with them in any of their facilities, including the fact that they have a trailer here at Publix. And that you can actually work in there too. Plus the store that's in Hialeah Gardens.
They have a Google also, I think I've seen in Taco Bell. The Taco Bell by Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's on a truck, right?
I think it's like,
It's a store? No, it's not a store.
no, a truck, like,
Yeah, truck.
kind of like what Publix has.
Yeah,
I
they
think
have
it's
one
the
over
same.
here at Publix. They have one over by. I don't know if they have one by Chick-fil-A. Do they have one by Chick-fil-A?
Taco Bell,
Really?
and then it's,
Yeah, that's right.
right?
On the street that goes to the bank and that's
No, at Taco Bell is here, this is Taco Bell, and it's like over here.
yeah, the street, the little street that's parallel to going to Taco Bell.
Okay, well, so they
Yeah.
got 2 in Miami Lakes, then they've got one in Country Club at 67 and 186. They also have an actual store in Hialeah Gardens just down the street from the school. So I told them I think that would be fantastic. I just need you guys to let me know. I'd like the motion to allow Goodwill to do one of our workshops.
One second.
All those in favor?
Alright,
So I'll
I
let them
can
know.
do multi-factor.
Obviously, we're wide open for March, May, July. You know, I'll tell them that these are the dates that are open, which one works better for you guys. They get back to me, I'll let you guys know, we'll add that to the next list. I was figuring on January being the meeting that we start working on all of the events that we wanted to do for the workshops. So we can plan them out in advance. So I'll get that answer to you. Other than that, how did the Christmas event go for Arts for Autism, for Hope for Autism, since I didn't get to go sick?
it was, well, Jesse, I think that as well, it was beautiful. Food looked great, that we provided, kids had a ton of fun, Santa came, Mrs. Santa came.
Ah,
Um, The Grinch also came,
Were they?
all the kids.
Oh.
got gi-
Oh, that was nice.
All the kids got gifts from Santa, and they got
You
to
didn't
take
get it.
pictures. So,
Look at our Mrs. Claus.
Oh, it's the best. Good.
Wow, wow, you're so different. The hair makes. a
So
big
now you know how
difference.
she's gonna look when she.
Wow.
Oh, good.
my son kept calling me grandma.
Huh.
Really?
Uh,
Oh, my God.
Hey, grandma.
Anyone else have any other announcements?
They were very
Just
good.
clarify. So for, NIC December meeting. Will one person be going or more?
If you wanna go too, I'll go with you. I mean, I think this is one of those things where we need to help them with planning, so. I
Well,
put it
they
on
need
my
to help
calendar.
us. Suggest like what can be done
Yeah.
for these bike rides.
So tell them that John and
we
Vivian will
can
attend.
give them.
That's if they keep it. The other committees have been canceling their meetings.
If they cancel, they cancel. whatever.
Oh, boy. Yeah, cause December
This
20th
is
is kind of close to
December and
Christmas. so.
everybody goes, oh my God, it was true, it's December
they're-
cancel. Didn't realize cancel.
Anything else?
No, next meeting is not the first week of January. It is the 17th.
17th, and we'll be voting.
Yeah, Francisco for secretary. Is there, okay, I don't know how to imagine. Hopefully, she's gonna take that. Is there a way to speak with the others, not us, but you? So just to know, like, are you gonna, I mean, it's okay, like, we can wait for them. It's,
Oh,
I'm not,
okay.
you know, it's just a matter of, are they going to come back or not, you know?
Well, I think we can do this right now. Raise your hand if you're planning to return for next year.
Just kidding. John,
Okay.
they're gonna be like, what?
So the four of us know we're coming back for next year. Can you reach out to the other three and make sure they're coming back next year? And if not, let us know so we can let the council know. I'm assuming Clary will. I mean, that's-
I mean, I would hope, you know, we all stayed. I mean, I think, honestly, I wanna say this, I believe, has been one of the best groups. Don't get me wrong, we've had other people that have worked great, but I think like the group itself, I think this is the longest we've been with 7 people. I mean, we've, you know, I think it's been really good, you know, and we've been stable with our liaison too. Yeah.
We're talking about both groups.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just wanted to say that. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Okay.
Happy Hanukkah. Guess you're gonna have to get your ass.
Hey, so movies at the park coming up, December 22nd. I think it's gonna be good. There's gonna be the movie and Santa's gonna be there from 6:30 to 7:30. So,
This is put on by YATF.
YTF, it's gonna be, Friday before, Christmas weekend.
And that day there's no school, just so you guys know.
I'm
And
gonna be on the
DCPS,
road.
no school.
We'll be on the road driving. So.
All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be either great or, we don't know, but, because it's that weekend too. so
Yeah.
But if it's not great, it's because it was on that weekend, because Elf definitely
Yeah.
pulls in a lot of people
It's a cool movie.
you know,
I love the
Hey.
movie.
and,
Subtitles, they need subtitles.
Francisco.
sometimes,
Yeah, you're gonna have subtitles.
some.
Yeah, that's, you know,
Because I haven't
make it
heard
more, definitely more inclusive.
I haven't heard any good stuff about that.
Well, you know, we have a different mind sometimes, thinking about different things.
So, when I first took over Juan's this position, I went to a citizens crime watch meeting and I heard about this RAD women's self-defense. And I was like, wow, this is great, but I was told at the time, the town has no interest, or whenever they were told about this, they had no interest in this. So I didn't do anything with it. Well, now, somehow, the town got interested. This is a women's self-defense plan, 3 days. There's already been set up for Royal Oaks, everything set up through the town. 3 nights, 6 to 10. And it's like it's like it's like a big self-defense course brought down to those 3 nights, but like hardcore, really good self-defense in 3 nights. It's been shrunk. If anybody wants to attend, all the information is here for that. I mean, everybody says it's great that has attended. They do this a lot down south. So down south, meaning Color Lake, Color Ridge, all that area there. We're in schools that are involved. Actually, I'm bringing to the schools the Rad Kids one, because I think that one's great too. There's a lot of really good information for the kids, but that's different because I was through the school and they stay after school for an hour. So it's like through the school and then they stay after. This is just show up and do your thing. So, and it's only 3 nights. Three nights.
And it's for 14 and up, so teenage girls.
Yeah, should go. I already spoke to Goldman and Barbara Goldman, and they're gonna set up with them because also another thing they're trying to do is they're trying to teach the girls, the seniors, because they're all on their way to college. So they want to partner up with them so that they can have some classes and
Oh, that's so, wow,
some-
that's great.
yeah,
Especially because a lot of them are going somewhere else, they're
Yeah.
gonna be living in dorms.
yeah.
Wow.
I already put
that's-
them in contact. They're all saying no, that up.
That's a great idea.
All right. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, then that's it, folks. Let's call this meeting to end at 7:30, please.
Nice. So,
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Motion passes. Event is over. Goodbye.